Alright, what's going on guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So today I got a couple of things to go over. I want to start off this video by telling you guys some important dates that you need to know regarding Season 9. We're also going to be breaking down the Arenas trailer that came out yesterday. I know majority of you guys have probably already seen it, but I wanted to point out some things that I noticed and also debunking some other things that people have been pointing out. Then we're also going to go over some just general news about Season 9 towards the end of this video. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. We're going to start with some important dates that you guys need to know coming up in the next week. So on April 26th, we're supposed to be getting the Apex Legends Engineer blog post. Now, according to Ryan Rainey on Twitter, this blog post is going to cover a variety of things, including servers, netcode, as well as tick rate. He also says it acknowledges and explains these biggest issues, explores recently and upcoming improvements, and contains a likely controversial but interesting rant about tick rate. Now, I mentioned before, this is going to be pretty big because Apex engineers haven't really come out publicly to talk about these servers. I know many people have questions about what goes on the server side of things, so I'll definitely be sure to cover this in a video on the 26th. On that same day, we're supposedly also going to get the Arenas gameplay trailer. We saw this from the end of the last trailer we got where it said that on April 26th, some new information as well as some gameplay will be revealed to us. Now, as you guys know, whenever we get a new season, we always usually get a season gameplay trailer. I'm not sure if this gameplay trailer is going to be the only one that we get. As you guys know, this is going to be for Arenas mode. It's possible that we could get a separate trailer just for Season 9 in general, specifically for the Battle Royale version. That is most likely going to show us all of the Olympus changes that we're going to be getting, but it could also be included in this Arenas gameplay trailer. We're just going to have to wait and see on what actually happens. Now, the day after that, on April 27th, Golden Week event is supposedly going to start. This is going to be right after the War Games event ends, and basically the only thing that this event has is just some new skins contained in bundles at a cheaper price. So it's not going to be anything too big like we had with the War Games event, but it is what we're going to be ending Season 8 with. Now, the patch notes are expected to be revealed to us on the 29th. This came from Ryan Rainey over on Twitter. It's not confirmed that it's going to come out on this day, but it says that this is the day that they're trying to get them out. So I imagine, around that time, at least a couple days before the next season, we're going to be getting all of the patch notes on what weapons are going to be changing, what legends are going to be changing, and probably a bunch of other information that we're all wondering about. Then obviously Season 9 launches on May 4th. Now, next up, I want to break down the Arenas trailer that we got yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen breakdown videos as well as just watch this trailer yourself. But I wanted to point out some things that I noticed. Maybe you might, learn something that you didn't know before. To start off, from the trailer, it appears that there's going to be 3 different arena maps based around the 3 maps we currently have. So in the beginning of the trailer, you saw something that looks very similar to World's Edge. It's a snowy map with a lot of mountains, and it appears to be the same location that was teased from the Apex Legends Instagram account. I talked about that in my last video, how this could be teasing some new World's Edge changes, but I'm pretty sure it was just teasing the new Arenas map that is based around the World's Edge location. Now, the second map I noticed looks to be a Kings Canyon themed arena map. As you can see, similar buildings as well as the canyons in the background. It looks very similar specifically to Artillery, but it probably has some minor differences since we've seen from these other maps. They don't look exactly like any point of interest on either World's Edge or Olympus. Now, the third map looks to be on the ground level of Samathi, which is the same planet that Olympus is floating above. You can notice the scene looks very similar to the teasers that we got from the Apex Twitter last week. And I also believe this map is going to be where Mirage Voyage is landing. I'm not 100% sure if Mirage Voyage is going to be in the Battle Royale version or just in Arenas mode. That's something that we're just going to have to wait for the patch notes to come out until we can confirm what's going on with Mirage Voyage. Now, at the very end of this trailer, you can see that Ash is standing in front of a screen that shows 2 teams of 3 players. This basically confirms what we already kind of knew, that Arenas is going to be a 3v3 game mode. Now, for those guys who are wondering, Arenas is not like an LTM. This is supposed to be a completely separate new permanent mode in Apex Legends. So this isn't going to be just like a 2-week takeover or anything like that. This is hopefully going to be in the game for a very long time. Now, another thing I wanted to point out, and I don't know if this means anything, but I just wanted to show you guys just in case it does. There is a clip of Horizon using the Peacekeeper in this trailer, which is the second time in the last week we have seen this weapon in any Apex trailer. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did show you guys a tweet from a fan asking Jason McCord a couple questions about Season 9 that included the Peacekeeper. So originally, this guy said some changes that many would agree to see on Apex would be adding a trade for legend tokens for crafting medals in the in-game store, bringing the Peacekeeper back as ground loot but nerfing it, and adding commands like follow me, retreat, etc. Now, Jason McCord responded to this tweet about a week ago saying, just to manage expectations, Season 9 content is done. Thanks for the suggestions, maybe we already did some of it. So it's kind of a cryptic tweet. He's not saying that anything specifically is going to come, but obviously the Peacekeeper coming back as ground loot was included in this tweet. It's possible this is what Jason McCord was referencing, but it also could be, the other three things that he talked about. So we really don't know just yet. Now, keep in mind that since we know that this last trailer was specifically for Arenas mode, it's possible that the Peacekeeper will be a usable weapon in this new mode. However, it could also come back as ground loot in the Battle Royale version. I talked about in my last video how there is a leak going around suggesting that the Peacekeeper is going to be ground loot and the triple take is going to be in the care package. But like I mentioned before, these leaks have not been confirmed by any developers yet. If I do get any new information about this before the patch notes come up, you guys will be the first to know. Now, I also wanted to point out a tweet that Daniel Klein, one of the lead game designers for Apex, made on Twitter. He basically said that these trailers are made so far in advance that it would be impossible for them to tease any buffs or nerfs that might be coming in the next season. This was after many people were speculating whether the trailer was teasing changes coming to Wattson's fences as well as with Lifeline. Now, according to Jason McCord on Twitter, Wattson's fences were given a different look in this trailer for cinematic purposes, that the devs have no plans of changing her fences in the next season. However, we do know that developers have already confirmed that Lifeline will be getting her passive shield removed in Season 9, as well as a buff to her ultimate. But what we saw in the trailer with Lifeline putting her healing drone on a down Bloodhound, I don't think that is I don't think it means anything, but it's just there for cinematic purposes. Now, there's still a couple of questions that I'm waiting to find out about regarding Arenas. One of my biggest questions is what weapons are going to be available in this Arenas mode, and whether certain weapons are going to be assigned to specific characters like we saw from the Winter Express LTM, or if you're just able to choose what weapons and attachments you want to use, which would be more similar to what we saw from the Titanfall 2 multiplayer. We know from the trailer that you will be able to use ultimates in this new mode. However, there is a chance that ults might work a little bit differently. According to developers on Twitter, all of these remaining questions will be answered on the 26th of April. Now, there's two things I want to mention before I end today's video. First off, I want to show you guys this comment posted to Reddit by a guy named Daffy Duck Ferraro. He said, looking forward to Valk, hoping she is strong on launch. Daniel Klein, who's the lead game designer for Respawn, did respond to this comment saying, oh, she'll be strong. Terrified right now she might be too strong, but I've called my shots and now all we can do is wait. So this is definitely an interesting comment, man, considering that in Season 7, Horizon was probably one of the most broken characters that we got in Apex. Season 8, Fuse wasn't really that great. He was actually one of the lowest played legends in all of Apex. So we might be going back in Season 9 to getting a super overpowered legend when she first drops. I'm not really surprised considering it looks like Valk can hover around, shoot rockets. She's also pretty tiny, so I'm not sure how her hitbox is going to, actually perform in the next season. Hopefully it's not going to be as broken as what Wraiths used to be, but again, we're just gonna have to wait and see, man. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are hoping that Valk is gonna be super overpowered, or if you would rather be on the weaker side, kind of like how Fuse was, and then she would get buffs as time goes on. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is apparently some changes that are going to be coming to the L-Star in Season 9. Now, keep in mind, this isn't planned for the Season 9 launch, but this is something that developers are working on and probably hopefully going to try to get out towards the end of the season. Now, this originally came from a post on Reddit where a guy named Zencore222 made a post saying the L-Star should spawn with 20 ammo already in the gun. This actually got a response from Amused Apricot, one of the designers for Respawn. He said, we're trying to find a good solution for this. It's tougher than it seems. As noted by others, the L-Star uses ammo in a different way. Most guns have ammo on pickup because the ammo in the magazine doesn't count towards ammo in your inventory, so they can spawn with a full mag and not have it affect your inventory at all. The L-Star's ammo count is just the amount of ammo you have in your inventory, so if you pick it up with no ammo in your inventory, then it's 0, which stinks. Hopefully it's not a problem every time because guns have their ammo spawn next to them, but it definitely is too common that you get one with 0 ammo and can't use it, which sucks. He then typed this really long long paragraph of some ideas that fans were suggesting, and basically he was explaining why these suggestions wouldn't specifically work. But he ended this post saying, however, we have some other ideas. There's one that we think is a decent solution. It has some weirdness, but I think it's worth it for the benefits. But from the technical side, it gets pretty hairy and has the potential for lots of bugs. He then ends this saying, we have some initial work done, but it wasn't ready for the next season launch. We're working on it though. So I'll leave a link down to this Reddit post if you guys want to go and read this. Lots of stuff regarding just like coding and why certain things don't work in Apex. So if you guys are interested in that, link to that will be down in the description. But that basically concludes all of today's video. I mean, as you guys know, we only have like a week or two left before the next season drops. So I'm guessing the news will be a little bit slower until we get the patch notes on the 29th. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.